it's neat to see. It's neat to observe the transition through the states of being conscious of the fact that you are a creator in a vibrational universe. It's interesting because there is great empowerment, there's great personal courage and ability and suddenly feeling armed with the tools you need to move forward when you realize that everything is vibrational and you have control of your thoughts. You suddenly recognize that you are a capable creator in a sandbox that you have the ability to improve. However, a lot of times what you'll notice comes afterwards is maybe disbelief, maybe you understand it, but you add layers of resistance or old patterns onto. Would you recognize that if you were in a car accident, you created it? Could you appreciate that? Such an odd thing to try to take responsibility for, isn't it? Is it possible for you to believe that if you lived in a place where a natural disaster took place, is it possible for you to believe that you were responsible for that, or that you made the decision to be there somehow? Is it possible for you to pull that up from within you and try to align with what your soul knows to be true? Because the truth is, the core truth of it is, there's no way around it. Everything is vibrational. There can't be any exceptions or mistakes in that, because the system is so complex, so intricate, so beautifully layers on layers on layers. You can only get something that detailed and beautiful, that works, that functions. You can only get something that complicated if you're building it on a perfectly working foundation, a foundation that has zero mistakes, a foundation that you can expand on infinitely. That foundation is law of attraction, and what that means for you is everything is vibrational. There are zero accidents. There are zero mistakes. Everything that happens, every illness that happens, every accident, every mishap, every misfortune, every single thing that happens to you, and to you is hilarious because it's really from you, everything is vibrational. If you can take responsibility for the idea that someone attracted illness into their lives, you're really at the highest level of this principle, because that's so challenging for the human mind to appreciate and understand and internalize and feel okay about. And the reason is because you're viewing it from a human belief system that's built on flawed perceptions, namely the front one, that death is the worst thing that can happen. How silly. We love you, but how silly. If your soul is playing a computer game and your character dies, do you really care? Of course not. You either start a new game in the same game or you choose a different game. It's fine. It happens all the time. It's so not a big deal from your soul's perspective. It's normal. It's part of the growth process. It's all just happening in a good direction, the way it was meant to, the way you chose it to. Once you accept... Once you accept that every death is really suicide, you've really got this. You've really got a handle on this material. You can really call yourself a master of this subject, because that's pretty much the top level of knowing, not just believing, but knowing. So how can we apply this to your life? How can we make your day-to-day easier? The next time you are on a happy, high vibrational grid, in we choose new words. The next time you are in the zone, the next time you are aligned, the next time you feel so happy, you know this feeling, it is you being in the same vibrational perception, receptivity, flow as your soul. So when you feel this way, juice it. Get as much time in this place as you can, because you know you're creating, because you know you're magnetizing all the things that are important and exciting to you. You know that. That's how it works. However, as you also know, challenges come up. Things blindside you, as you say. Now, if you're vibrationally wise, you know that can't happen, but things come up that allow you to examine your own belief systems and choose who you are. So these things that potentially knock you off your place of in the zoneness, these things that you would easily call not positive experiences, these things that your gut instinct reaction would be to say, why is this happening to me? When you come up in these scenarios, you have the choice. When that happens, as it always happens, nobody stays in the place of in the zone permanently, because there's no creation of anything new in the zone. It is the things that knock you out of that place and force you to make a decision of how the future is going to be. That's how new things are created. This is the reason you're on Earth right now. That's the reason you chose to put a blinder between you and your soul and non-physical energy and be in this human flesh and bone body, because you get to create. You get to get blindsided all day in a way that every other organism that consciousness is looking at you is in awe of the choice that you made to go to a place where you are constantly being tackled vibrationally. It's amazing that you made that decision, and we all appreciate you for it. We are all so grateful and excited that we get to observe you, because you have the knowledge of being God and source and universe and energy. You have the knowledge of already having experienced a ton of lifetimes and having so much wisdom built up, and then you made the decision, I'm going to put all of that in like a temporary knapsack. I'm going to put it aside, and I'm going to go into this place where there are these rules that everyone agreed to that are so silly you wouldn't believe them, but they all think they're real. So they're real in that place. In that place, they're real. Things like time and gravity and a body and gender and where you live and what race you are and what you do for work. All these ridiculous concepts that they choose to play, and I'm gonna play it with them. I'm gonna play this game on Earth because, oh my God, you wouldn't even believe. In that place, they think that's their life. They think they live for like 30 or 70 years or whatever, and that's it. They think that's what they are, and I'm gonna play that pretend because I get to inhale all these new experiences. I get to see all these choices in front of me. And by doing that, by feeling my way through these, my soul evolves and grows. And so many souls before me have done something similar to this. And so many souls after me are growing at the same time with me. It's all so beautiful. And the reason we do it is because consciousness is just a giant flow of organisms just like me, consciousness learning themselves, and we're all just these extensions, like branches on a tree of the same thing. We're all extensions of the same universe consciousness, learning and growing and expanding. And when we fight against just the beauty of relaxing into the flow, when we fight against that, it's jarring. It can cause so much discomfort. We can become terminally ill. We could be miserable much of the day. We could experience these things that are so easy to call horrific, but really have within them the seeds of goodness and growth and laughter down the line, and happiness and new appreciation and new capability. It's all just part of the growth process. It's all just a beautiful unfolding of the universe learning itself, and we're all a piece of that. It's so neat. It's so exciting. It's so good feeling. Just allow yourself to feel that good. You deserve it. You should. Now more than ever. How beautiful it is just to relax into the good feeling that is natural to you. The good feeling that is your normal state of being when you're not struggling so hard. It's just meant to be fun, and that's the reason it feels so good when you feel good.